Hey everybody, Detective Fun Guy here. I'm finally back with, actually no, why do I keep saying finally? I'm back with another painting tutorial. So, for the last video, I did some Gretchen. As you can see, these are the same 4 Gretchen that we painted, and now we're gonna finish the details on them. So, if you may notice, the skin tone has gotten all over the details, but don't worry, we're gonna fix that up with some white paint. So, without further ado, let's get started. So for tidying up the paint, or like the areas that you want to be white for extra contrast paints, we're gonna use Corax White. So, what we're going to do, take some Corax White, put on our palette, and make sure you thin it down a little bit so it doesn't like go all chunky. Perfect. So what are you going to do? Look for the parts that you hit with the different paint colors and just watch this. We'll go over those details gently with the white. Just be careful. Okay, that's this grot all tidy, and I'll be back with the rest of them done off camera. Okay, now with the white now tidied up on all these miniatures, we're going to start painting in the other details. So what we're going to do is we're going to start painting. So for these parts, we're going to take some contrast paints. I'll do some other stuff here in a second. So for contrast paints, let's get that out of the way first. So let me make sure I find the right one for this. So if we're going to use another contrast paint, we're going to use a little bit of a drab tone. Let me make sure I find the right one. No, not Gilliman Flesh. Where is it? No, not that one either. Oh, good Lord, where is it? Oh, there we go. We're going to use this contrast paint, Gore Grunt of Fur. So let's get some wash or contrast paint and just do it on the palette like so. Okay, so with the paint now shaken and now shook up, we're going to take this small brush so that way we can be extra careful. So what we're going to do, actually no, let's get a slightly bigger brush. We're going to use this brush. So take some Gore Grunt of Fur, put it on the palette, like so. So for this grot, as you can see, like right here, he has some minor details like leather strapping on his legs and feet. Right here, some strapping on the inside. And on the other side, just right here on his feet and part of his leg, right here. And this is a tricky detail, so don't worry. If you mess it up, you can go back and correct it with the white later. Okay, so we're going to look at some other ones that have leather straps. Let me make sure I find out which one it was. It's this one. So for this grot right here that we base coated in hobgrot hide, he does have some straps right here, so we're going to paint those in right now. Take this strap right here, paint it in on his feet. Just be very careful when applying this detail, and you'll be ready. So let's get the straps on the feet, and there's one on the arm. I'll do it off camera. And last, for this little Gretchen, this little strap he has a little strap on his back. So what we're going to do is going to paint the strap on his back and all over where there's pieces of strap right here. Go all over the strap like so. And there's one around it, part of it around his chest right here. And also the part that's holding the skull on his head right here. Just be very careful when painting this detail. Just try not to get any on the skin. Okay, and that's pretty much all the stuff with Gore Grunt of Fur done. Okay, for the next part, two of these Gretchen have fur pelts on them, like right here. So we're going to do something really cool. So for this, we're going to take a mixture of contrast paints. So for this, we're going to take Gore Grunt of Fur and one of my other contrast paints. Where is it? Oh, never mind. We're also going to use... I just had it. Oh, we're going to use Gore Grunt of Fur, Gilliman Flesh, and we're also going to use some... Where is it? Oh, we're going to use some Black Legion, like this right here. So maybe a same mixture, but I just want the fur pelt to have a little different color. So shake up all the paints. about 2 brushfuls of gore grunt of fur. And I am washing these brushes in between. Some Gilliman flesh. And a little bit of Black Legion. And you know what? Let's go with another paint. Let's add a little bit of Doomfire Magenta. May seem weird to add Doomfire Magenta, but I just want a sort of a pinkish red like sort of tone. Just a very little. You don't need much. Perfect. Okay, so mix all these together. There you go. Has like a nice little dark brown. So what we're going to do is thin this down a little bit. Right here. So what we're going to do, put this all over the fur pelt like so. And yeah. And for the second guy with the pelt, we're going to do a little more gore grunt of fur. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Then we're going to mix it in over here and make sure to use less. There we go. So, for the other one with the pelt, which would be the one that we base coated in a hobgrot hide, basically what we've done is this. So, for right here, we're also going to do this all over the pelt. So it's basically kind of like gore grunt of fur regularly, but as you can see, there's a subtle difference in it. And we're also going to use this on this leather strap on his arm just to give some more variation. Alright, and that's the pelts done. Alright, now, where we're going to focus is on all the black details on the Gretchen. So for this, we're going to take Black Legion. So, take some Black Legion and put it on the palette, like I had take it out. Put some on your palette, like I did right here, and make sure there's very little on the brush. So right here. So for this Gretchen that has the gun, we're gonna go all over the gun like this, or the gun handle itself, not the actual metal. And you can go over the straps. The straps don't really matter. Handle right here, and then this part right here. And there's also a little black part like right here where the gun is. I was doing it off camera so that way I can see it. There we go. Perfect. So that's for this grot. For the next one, which is this one right here, you can do any other detail that you want. For this, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to give him... oh yeah, we need to do black on the sticka first. So for the ones that have stickas, like this one right here, which are bombs, you're going to paint all the handle part black. All the handle part black. And for this part, we're going to do the same thing. Same with this sticker right here and the handle of his melee weapon right here. And I just knocked over a model. Thank God it didn't get me paint. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Oh, and before I forget, this little Gretchen has an eye patch on, so we're going to paint that with black as well. There we go. Perfect. That's all the black details done. All right, for the next part of the Gretchen, we're going to paint the blue parts on two of these guys' pants, which would be these two. Which would be these two Gretchen right here. These two Gretchen right here, they have pants. So for this, we're going to use a blue paint. I just want to use blue so that way they look like jeans. So we're going to use this, Frost Heart. So for the Frost Heart, shake it up out of the pot like so. Let me put it on the base holder so you guys can see it. So for this part, basically like so. Take some Frost Heart from the palette like so, from the pot, and put it on your table or palette. So what we're going to do is going to take some Frost Heart. So for this, it's a little bit of a pale paint, but that is completely fine. That's exactly what we want. And this will give us the blue pants that we're after. Now, if you don't have Frost Heart, you could use Azurman Blue. Feel free to paint your miniatures however you wish. I just want this blue for the pants. And for the pants on this one as well. Well, they're also called trousers, but we call them pants. There we go. That's the blue pants on our two Gretchen Gretchen done. Oh, before I forget, I think I might have paused it. I did shake up the paint off camera. So take loads of Apothecary White. Loads. Because Black Legion, since it's a black and this is essentially a very pale gray, it can be easily overpowered. If I can stop moving the camera. So for this one with the mask, we're going to begin with this. So for the one with the mask, as soon as I can focus on the camera, so what we're going to do is apply this contrast paint mixture all over. See, it's sort of shading it, but kind of gives them a nice, like, sort of mask type of feel, and it is very nice for Gretchen. And for the next part, for our other Gretchen with the shirt, this is going to be the one with the shirt. So for this one, we're going to go all over the shirt like so, and like that. And if you want, you can just use Soul Blight Gray and then shade the shirt and be done. I just like adding a subtle gray so that way, you know, it can go cohesive with the overall clothing. And we also mix this in our other mix from earlier, and we're also going to paint the loincloth with this color. See, it has a nice sort of, you know, brownish color, which is really good for this. Make sure there's no more loincloth. No, there isn't. All right, two more details before we go on. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Wraithbone. We're going to take Wraithbone. So check out the Wraithbone out of the pot like so. So what we're going to do, take some Wraithbone, put it right here on our palette, and thin it down because this one is a little chunky-ish. There we go. So what we're going to do with this paint is we're going to go all over where we see teeth. Like right here in his mouth, we're going to go... We're not going to base coat the whole thing, we're just going to base coat where we see teeth. And then it's pretty much done. And for this part, for this Gretchen, his teeth are more pronounced. So what we're going to do is go all over the teeth, like so. We will add a wash to these teeth later, so don't worry. Oh, and also if you have Gretchen with their mouth closed like this, just paint the little teeth that you see poking out their mouth. And for this Gretchen, he has a skull. So for right here, we're going to base coat the skull with Wraithbone. All right, while we're waiting for the teeth to dry, we're going to focus on highlighting the skin. Isn't that fun? So for this, we're going to start out with the Gretchen that we base coat with Hobgrot hide. So for this, we're going to, let me focus the camera. We're going to take some Hobgrot hide and then basically just reapply the skin. So the reason being is because we also done some skin over right here. So for right here, take some Hobgrot hide and we're going to not thin it down because we're completely fine with it. So just make sure that it's thinned down. So what we're going to do is going to highlight the raised areas of the skin like so, such as right here, here, anywhere where you see exposed muscle, and wherever you see the recesses, leave the original color. Thin it down a little bit before I forget. And we're also going to do the fingers. And of course on the face, we're going to do the nose, cheeks, pectoral muscles, the stomach, arms, pretty much everywhere where you see in legs. You don't need to do the toes because that's really an optional thing. We're also going to highlight the tops of the ears, side of the face, and like